Welcome back to shed more light on President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's visit to the United States to attend the 74th round of the UN General Assembly. We have the pleasure to have this phone with Dr. Atif Abdel Gawad, the political analyst and an Egyptian from the Egyptian community. Welcome, Dr. Abdel Gawad.
Welcome to you. Thank you very much for having me.
I have the pleasure to have this phone with you, Dr. Abdel Gawad. Well, Doctor, how do you see the Egyptians welcoming President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and holding the flags and feeling so proud with their president, welcoming him as he went to the United States to attend the UN General Assembly?
This is an annual ritual, as you know. Whenever the Egyptian president is on American soil, obviously Egyptian citizens or citizens of Egyptian origin feel nostalgia. They want to feel affiliated with their homeland. So the best way to do that is to come out, raise the Egyptian flag, wave the Egyptian flag, and welcome the president of Egypt. So this is also not just an emotional gesture on their part, but it's also a political gesture, because Egypt right now, Egyptians in the U.S. will come out to welcome the president, know that their home country is in need to show support for its policies and its efforts to improve the lives of their fellow Egyptians back home.
Dr. Abdel Gawad, how do you see the reflection of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's participation in the UN General Assembly's meeting on the Egyptian community in the United States?
This is a year, as you know, the Egyptians in the United States are not exactly organized. They are a new community in the U.S. So they are still struggling to organize with themselves. But they have culture, what they call cultural clubs. In New York, they have one. Yes. In Washington, they have another one. And so their organizational efforts are just starting, which is a thing. I'm not being critical here. Since Egyptians in the U.S., they represent a new community. They are not here since 50 or 60 or 70 years. They are new. But of course, they will hold the meetings in New York. I'm talking here about the Cultural Club in New York, Egyptian Cultural Club. And they organize some activities on that occasion. And they also have extended an invitation to the Egyptian president, who might actually meet with members of the community.
Yes. Yes, so Dr. Abdel Gawad, the image of Egypt has completely changed. It became a very good image abroad since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi came to office. How do you see this in the minds of the Egyptian community? Hello?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
I would repeat the question. Dr. Abdel Gawad, the image of Egypt has completely changed since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi came to office. How does the Egyptian community see this?
Well, the Egyptian community is supportive, of course, by and large. You get some members of the Muslim Brotherhood who live in Egypt, in the U.S. And of course, they have their own position on that. But if you're talking about the Egyptian community at large, of course, they are supportive. That's if you're talking about the Egyptian community. By and large, they are supportive of President Sisi, of his efforts to reform the economy. They understand that the reform program must entail some challenges and problems. That's normal. But if you are talking about the U.S. community, the view is really split. You have an appreciation of Egypt in general because of its history and ancient civilization. But you have some members in Congress who are critical of the Egyptian government. And that's also normal, since we also have members of Congress here in the U.S. who are actually critical of the U.S. government, of their own government. So we shouldn't really be concerned about that. This is a country where everybody can express their opinion freely and independently.
Yes, Dr. Abdel Gawad, Egypt is keen on to keep in contact with Egyptian expatriates living abroad, and to make contact also between the Egyptians or scientists or writers living in Egypt and other Egyptians living abroad, and that was through several steps. Through the media, through holding conferences like what we witnessed in the past years, several editions of the conference called Egypt Can. So how do you see this step by the state?
I'm sorry, I have to ask you to repeat the question.
Okay, I will repeat the question, sir. Okay. Dr. Abdel Gawad, Egypt is keen on keeping contact with the Egyptians living in Egypt and Egyptian expatriates. How do you see this through holding conferences like what we witnessed during the past years, the Egypt Can conference?
Okay, I tell you what,
Yes.
the Egyptians in the U.S. Have no problem connecting with their homeland. You know why? Because most of the Egyptians I know make a trip at least once a year to their homeland. So conferences are helpful, yes. There is no question about it. But it's not a problem at all. The connectivity or connection between Egyptian expatriates and Egyptians back home, the connections are continuous because, as you know, an Egyptian travels overseas, he never forgets his homeland. They always come back for visits at least once a year or once every 2 years. What is needed really is a connection between Egyptians, between Egypt and the American people. Why? I tell you why. Because Egypt has an ancient civilization. Egypt has wonderful antiquities. Egypt is a touristic source of income. We need to encourage Americans to visit Egypt, to fly to Egypt. So that's really the focus of the Egyptian government and also the Egyptian expatriates. They should place ads, commercials on U.S. American television to encourage or to entice Americans to fly to Egypt, visit Luxor, visit Cairo, the Egyptian Museum, the new Egyptian Museum. So that's really the connection that is lacking right now. And of course, tourism is a major source of income for our country.
Yes. I thank you very much for your time, Dr. Atif Abdel Gawad, the political analyst from the Egyptian community in the United States. This is a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be back with you.